It was just over a year ago the Syrian people celebrated the end of 5 decades of a brutal dictatorship under the Assad family. The fall of Bashar al-Assad ushered in a new beginning for the Syrian people and a critical opportunity for the interim government of Ahmed al-Sharaa. I, along with many members of Congress, repeatedly decried the Assad regime's ceaseless brutality, which was characterized by years of brutal bombings and extensive torture apparatus we are continuing to learn more about, and a criminal disregard for the most basic responsibilities of governance. He perpetuated one of the 21st century's most shameful campaigns of atrocities against his own people, crimes against humanity for which he must be held accountable. Now the Syrian people face a much different reality and a hopeful future. Gone are the days of Assad and his dictatorial family ruling with an iron fist and destroying the country for his and his family's exclusive benefit. Interim President Ahmed has promised to govern with inclusivity and justice. And when I met with him in New York last fall, he was clear about his intentions to be a president for all Syrians. Congress and the administration have recognized the hope and potential for Syria's future that this moment offers. We have responded by both waiving or eliminating long-standing sanctions on Syria, including the Caesar Sanctions Act last December, to enable critical investment and economic support. This is vital for Syria and President Shara's government to rebuild after decades of neglect and destruction at the hands of Assad. And while I am optimistic and supportive of the Syrian people working toward a new future, I am also deeply concerned by recent violence against ethnic and religious minority communities. Incidents such as last April's brutal violence against the Druze communities in Suwayda, which killed dozens of civilians and damaged several homes, and continued attacks against both Syrian Christians and Druze underscores the insecurity plaguing Syria's transition. Last June's ISIS attack against the Malias Orthodox Church that killed over 30 worshipers and injured dozens more is yet another brutal reminder of the threats Syrian minorities face. Additionally, I'm concerned for Syria's Kurdish communities and the situation they face after years of their courageous partnership with the United States of America. The Syrian Democratic Forces, or the SDF, served as critical counterterrorism partners in operations against ISIS, proving an effective and capable force. But once again, the Kurdish people are facing violence at the hands of Damascus-based security forces, including as recently as just last month. I'm encouraged by the January 30th agreement between Damascus and the SDF, but need to see commitment from President Sharaa to implement it and rein in the abuses of certain units. Finally, as June's attack on the Orthodox Church and another attack last December that killed 3 U.S. personnel show, ISIS has been degraded but must be fully eliminated so as to no longer pose a threat to the Syrian government, as well as to Syrian civilians or U.S. interests and partners in the region. To be clear, eliminating ISIS is not purely a military matter. Stabilization and development efforts must also provide alternatives and livelihoods for those who are too often ripe targets for ISIS recruitment, especially families and youth in Syria's impoverished rural areas. But the Trump administration's destruction of USAID has crippled those efforts. So I'm keen to explore ways in which we in Congress can act to support those goals. In short, while I stand with the Syrian people in turning the page toward a new future, we must see President Sharaa keep to his word of being a president for all Syrians and ensure Syria's ethnic and religious minorities are safe and fully represented.